Here we go. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Jackson, and I just want to go over today my story. I always get told, whether it's on like a date or I'm explaining my story to a new friend or really anyone, they're like, oh my god, you have so much lore. I have a 4-year entrepreneurship journey. I started just getting into football, seeing the bald dude on my feed, then getting posted by the bald dude. The bald dude tweeted about my story, how in one summer, as a 6-year-old kid, I made 10 grand, got a car. Now I'm tweeted by Tate, then I drop out of high school, then I get fucked over in business like 3 times in a row. Learn, hey, life is hard, basically, right? I had an 11-man, second ever sales team for window cleaning that was like more than 10 people besides Ollie and Josh. Bro, I have a lot of lore and we're gonna get into all that right now. But now, long story short, I went from high school dropout to a multi-7-figure local service business owner at 19 years old. I have around 15-ish more low-key people in my payroll that I pay every week. And yeah, I'm just very thankful. And I want to explain to you guys how I got here. So let me try to be semi-entertaining while I tell you my story, right? Here we go. First things first, summer 2022, I find the bald dude on fucking whatever, right? Shatter my hand playing football. I'm like, all right. And I'm like 5'3", chubby. I'm like, all right, I grew up loving football. This football shit isn't gonna work, all right? Dudes are my age, 6'2", dreads with O's, offers, like, I'm fucked. So I see Tate because I think he's hilarious. Because I always grew up being like class clown, right? Pretty dysfunctional household. Mom, pills, stepdad, alcoholic. Dad just broke, to be honest with you. So I always got my validation and shit by getting in trouble, making people laugh, causing chaos in school. Up until middle school, I think from elementary to middle school, like 8th grade-ish, 7th grade-ish, I've been suspended maybe 10 times. One of them was like out of school suspension, DAEP, where they put you through metal detector. I was like 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, like I didn't deserve it at all. But I was a troublemaker growing up. But I kind of matured going into high school, seeing my parents, right? And wanting to honestly be not like them in their bad ways, right? And that's what allowed me to mature very quick, seeing what not to do. And so bald man was hilarious, but then Tate would also give some sauce, like, yo, you need to go make bread, you need to go make money. So this is when I was introduced to online business, September 2022. And bro, I tried everything, man. I've made money drop shipping. I've had a social media influencer pulling agency, copywriting, fucking every business you can think of, clipping, I tried to trade, all this in 2022. But I didn't make any progress until oh, and by the way, I worked at Popeyes during this time. Until May 2023, I joined more of a hands-on coaching mentorship from Hassan Hyder, and this dude single-handedly changed my life, to be honest with you, okay?
All right, this dude, 16 years of age, he was asking me questions about joining, and he was like, yeah, here's the answer. I was giving him all the answers to his questions. Being a little bit of a pussy, right? I was like, listen, you can either join now on a payment plan, or you're never allowed to join. Because when I spend my time answering someone's questions, like in that great detail that I was answering him, because I had a few minutes that day, and they don't join, I'm like, all right, fuck you, then it's not for you. Not personal, but it's fuck you, you know? I was like, look, you're either going to join now whenever I'm saving up for a car, I'm 16. I was like, listen, fuck the shitty car you're going to buy for 1G, 2Gs anyway. Get any money, you'll make way more money, and then buy a nice car. Now, fair play to this guy, he listened to me, he put his trust in me, first month in money, 11 grand, mum's life. Like, what else can I say? What else can I say? But I'm not taking credit for this at all. He is the one who was smart enough to trust me, he was the one who was smart enough to take action, he was the one with the balls big enough to actually put in the work. So it's all on him, obviously, right? But it just shows you, if you're the right kind of person, and you put yourself in the right environment, you will succeed. So it's what I do, man. I'm smart, yeah, but so are all of you guys. The reason why I succeed is because I put myself in the right environment. I'm in Dubai, all I do is talk to winners. So fair play to you, I know you're listening to this right now, Jackson, good shit on my G.
His group was more focused on sales, and I remember I had $1,200 to my name. I told him, yo, bro, I'm saving up for a car. He's like, no, bro, like, join this first. Fuck the car off. It's not going to be a Lambo. You need to increase your cash flow. And this is when I first really heard of the concept. Like, you can't save yourself to your financial goals. You need to learn skills and increase your cash flow. And so that's exactly what I did. I joined May 2023. 12 days after, starting in sales and learning from him, I quit my job at Popeyes. And then within 30 days, I made $10,000 selling window cleaning door-to-door the summer of 2023. I'm going into my junior year and bought a brand new car. It was like a 2021 Honda Civic Sport. Not the craziest car in the world, but I went from very quickly, kid who had no idea what he was going to do with his life, to trying and failing business, to within 30 days, quitting my job and having like direction. Very, very quick. And so that was like my first phase. And my biggest takeaway was you have to be absolutely fucking obsessed. There's a difference between working, like trying something, working on something, And then being fucking obsessed, I was obsessed. I was working 15, 16 hours a day during the summer, every single day, knocking doors. That's how you get really fucking good really quick. It is obsession, nothing else. Watch like these old Conor McGregor interviews and you'll see how his mind works. I was only thinking of sequences, things I would say when people said, I was only thinking about sales. Like literally only thinking about sales. So that's my first lesson. From 0 to 10K a month, it is all obsession. Like genuine obsession, nothing else. Like nothing else. You don't think about, talk about, or do anything else other than that thing. Now, in June 2023, I was interviewed by this like Bosnian guy that saw my story on Twitter. I was kind of documenting these things. And what ended up happening is he was using it to sell HU, right? Tate's course at the time. So what happened was I got put on the site called Rumble. It was like a knockoff of YouTube. And Tate saw it, or his clipping team saw it, and started using my testimonial. And obviously, bro, 16 years old, 0 to 10K a month in 30 days. Like, bro, that's a fucking story, right? So that was used, and I'll pull up the photos, to the point where he tweeted about me himself on his Twitter. And that blew up my page at the time. And I started having people kind of watch my journey, which was a good thing, but at the same time, I didn't feel like I deserved it, and I kind of stepped away from it. I used that momentum, though, to drop out of high school, September 2023. So now it's September 2023, I've dropped out of high school. A month later, I used that group, Hassan's group, New Money. So me and my partner, Leo, at the time, who's now my best friend, but you'll see, kind of fucked me over, it's crazy. We had an 11-man sales team. I'm 16 years old. I just dropped out of high school. I'm fresh off a wave of attention from Andrew Tate. I'm paying $6,000 a month for an Airbnb, and I'm managing 11 24-year-olds and teaching them how to sell window cleaning. And this was my first major breakthrough in business, not financially, but maturity-wise and skill set-wise, because it only lasted around 90 days. What happened was me and my business partner, Leo, at the time, we were not where we were supposed to be as men, as leaders, as people, as managers, as sales reps, to lead a team. So, you know, dude, worst of the worst was happening. We were at home playing Fortnite while the guys were out knocking. Like, literally, life slapped its cock on my face. Imagine, again, I'm coming off this attention, I'm the man, I'm getting this crib, I drop out just for this business to fall flat on my face. We're not making money, it stressed Leo out, and then what Leo did, he basically just cut me out of it. And kind of stole those sales guys, right? And that really hurt me. So I learned a valuable lesson. I learned I wasn't good enough. But then I also got like seriously betrayed by a guy who I really trusted. And we were great friends. And that stung me and it like really hurt. That was like my first heartbreak, basically. I'd given something all this time. 10 out of the 11 guys I hired, and all 11 guys I hired and trained. All of our cleaners I hired and I trained. I did everything and just got it kind of rug pulled from me. But it wasn't successful, and I realized that. And that's whenever I invested again in mentorship. Again, me seeking guidance again. Always keeping myself in the frame of mind of a student. And this is when I joined Oliver and Josh Lester's program. Okay? And I got really good at sales. I did this around New Year's, okay? Where I was like, all right, I need to invest in my skill set, and I did that. I went from being a kid who could sell $750 a day to $1,500 to $2,000. I had multiple 3K days, 4K days, just fucking ridiculous numbers. And I did this, I have screenshot in February in Dallas, doing shit nobody else in that whole group, it was called HSL, was doing. Nobody. And I started getting close to one of the CSMs there, manager, Casey. And Casey is another big step in my entrepreneurship journey. So I would almost call this phase 2, right? Phase 2 was when Tate tweets me to the point where I have an 11-man sales team, fail, get betrayed, and then reinvest in myself again and become myself again and be the best at what I'm doing again, right? Selling 2K a day window thing. Phase 2, that lesson, so we talked about obsession, this lesson was really understand that I had to grow as a person and that you will never out-earn your skill set. And if you do, it won't last. So at the end of the day, you need to build yourself and your skill set as a person and chase the man, not the money. And then the money will come. June 2024, Now it's June 2024. I've been running my business, Shiny Home Masters, for time. It's June 2024. Casey, Oliver and Josh Lesser's old sales manager, who was kind of like a coach of mine in HSL, then comes out. And this is whenever I was able to really scale a lot better. And it wasn't necessarily because of anything he did. I just now believe that because he was here, I could. That was a limiting belief I had due to my last failure. I was a lot more confident, but I wasn't all the way there yet. But this is another lesson I learned, right? I learned a lot from Casey information-wise, but he wasn't fully focused on the business. And this is where we kind of split up. So we were doing crazy shit. 3K day, 4K day, 5K day. I think we had a 6K day. Numbers I had never seen before. With a team the size I had never had before, right? And I was learning things I never learned before. Casey was really good at managing people, keeping people on tabs. I learned a lot about management, how you need to check up on them every day. How when somebody's low, you need to in person go get deals in front of them, revive them, bring them back. But these were all things he would tell me to do, I would do, but I wouldn't see him do. Again, because he was so focused on so many other things at the time, like 5 other businesses. And so what happened was we had 6 sales guys, 5 cleaners, 6 cleaners, and I had trained and managed all of them. Or no, I had hired all of them except for 1, and then trained and managed all of them, and also produced revenue on my own. And then this is when I learned another critical lesson about partnerships in business, where me and Casey, I learned so much from him, and he learned a lot from me. I have a very high EQ, again, because of the household I grew up in, my previous business experience, me always getting in trouble at a young age, being a class clown. I know how to make people laugh on demand. I've sold 1,000 people who didn't know me, my service, whatever it was at the time, window cleaning, permanent LED lighting, PDR, I've got them all to like me and trust me, and I've sold 1,000 people something that didn't know who I was 10 minutes before I knocked their door. I have a very high EQ, although Casey didn't. And this was something where it was tough because anytime I had a disagreement, or I was like, hey, you know, we could attribute 85, 90% of this business to me. Can we restructure a plan? He would get very defensive and kind of on the offense. And this rattled me a little bit. And I realized you could love a person, you could be great friends with this person. This person could do so much for you and you could do so much for them, but at the end of the day, the business cuts deep. It bleeds. I don't care how thick your skin is, it will bleed. And if you are doing 90% of the work and only getting half the money, it could be, Jesus could be your business partner. And you'd still be like, yo bro, like this isn't gonna work. And that's basically what happened, right? Then we started getting in arguments and it kind of just fell through, right? I wasn't betrayed, he wasn't betrayed. He learned a lot from the experience down here, and I learned a lot from his experience down here as well. And we are close and we talk once, twice a week still to this day, right? And we're like brothers for life. Looking back, it was just the business that was getting in the way in the structure. And I was kind of bleeding through it. So that phase, oh yeah, and then we also did permanent LED lights. So again, first on a wave, right? I'm very quick to hop on waves. Me and Casey, we did permanent LED lighting. We didn't know too much of what we were doing. But we started doing a distribution company where we were selling other home service businesses the product. That was another eye-opening perspective as well, a whole new business, right? So I learned a lot about managing people. I became a lot more confident in myself speaking up. That's something he said. Because again, he had ran vans that were doing 20K a day. He's like, I've never been challenged like I have been by you. And I started just coming into my own, getting a lot more confident, and I learned a lot of experience with management and now a product-based business and seeing 6K days, 5K days, right? I matured and learned a lot. I would call this phase 3, you know, where, yeah, just learned a lot about partnerships. It was great. This was a great phase. This was June 2024 to December, basically New Year's 2025. It was around the time, it was right before Christmas, December 4th, that I was like, hey, we're done, right? Go back to Canada, stay there, we're done. Like, it's just not gonna work, right? Now, phase 4, January 2025, okay? This was another interesting time. This is when I started selling PDR. Now, if we go back to phase 2 with Leo, the dude who betrayed me, we rekindled our relationship kind of when I was coming out of this Casey phase, because he couldn't find anyone like-minded, young, doing well, and we rekindled through a mutual friend. And I was like, hey dude, I get it. I just came out of another bad partnership. Partnerships just aren't, you know, if they're not structured right, they never work, right? They just don't. So kind of same thing that happened with Leo happened with Casey, right? Just doing 90%, but not getting 90% obviously, right? And we rekindled, and what Leo was doing is he started selling PDR door to door. And then he ended up having his own shop, you know, and he was telling about the money he was making, whatever. And keep in mind, I was better than him at sales. I hired and trained and ran our whole business. I was the lifeblood of our first business. And when I left, they were only running for another week and a half, and then it fell apart. I love Leo to death, but that's the truth. And so I started thinking to myself, Leo's making way more money than me. I'm way better than him. I just came out of this where I learned a lot, and I got way better from more mentorship from Casey, from another failure of an experience. I'm at this point, January 2025, I'm very seasoned already. You know, sold permanent LED lights as well. I was very seasoned. Like, I'm 3 years now into this entrepreneurship shit. And that's when I was like, okay, I think I'll get my own shop. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm gonna get on this road. And that's what I started doing. January 2025 is when I started selling PDR. And I did fine. You know, it was like the worst month fucking ever. There was like 12 hit cars in this neighborhood. I ended up pulling 8 out of the 12 somehow, miraculously. That first month or 5 weeks-ish. Brought in 8 cars, made 9 grand. It was cool. Carried that over for another month. It was a very rough time in the business. Long story short, though, March came back around, and I was about to go on a cruise. And I had a few cars that, you know, I should have been paid on. These were great cars, both of which over 12K approvals. That would have been 3 grand for me, right? So at this time, I started growing a little distant from it because it hadn't hailed. I genuinely pulled fucking as much as humanly possible. I was gonna wait for a hailstorm. And I told these guys this. I told them I was gonna go on a little bit of a break. I was sitting on good money. I was gonna wait for a storm, which was a month off. I was about to go on a cruise anyway. So a few days before my cruise, I think a day or two before my cruise with my family, I get a call saying, hey, these cars, you know, we're gonna let you go due to like your mind being different places. I had basically told him I'm gone for a month and I'll be back. He like fired me before I could leave and then used that as a reason to steal the commission of like 3 cars, 3 grand, 4 grand, whatever from me. So again, here I am. I'm like, well, that's strange. Now more money's being like stolen from me. And then after the cruise, I came back and I'm like, damn, holy shit. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to go back to my window cleaning stint. And I did that. I did it for 2 months. A lot of skills marketing wise, because I had come off this long stretch of getting fucked, leaving, stopping window cleaning to do PDR, coming back after a month of break. I didn't have anybody really on my team. And so this is when I learned Facebook ads, and then I was able to scale to keeping 2 cleaners busy a day off like just Facebook. So this was a great 2-month period where I learned marketing, meta ads, etc., how to creatives. This is when I posted my first ever YouTube video. If you go back, I'm pretty sure. This is when I posted that video, which got so much love, because people were charging like $5K just to teach you what I have in that YouTube video 2 years ago. Anyways, that was an interesting 2-month period, but then May 2025 comes around, and now here I am back selling PDR. 25. This was probably the most lost I had been since I had basically started entrepreneurship. So me and Casey now have rekindled our relationship. He wants to start an online casino, sportsbook. So I'm working on that. But here I am also building a PDR sales team with like 4 guys. We're doing a combined maybe 40, 50, 60 cars a month, which is a lot of revenue, a lot. And then I was also posting on YouTube, and then I had people reach out to me to do consulting. So now I'm doing consulting calls, which again, I did great. So all these things I'm doing good, but it's like too much. Consulting calls are doing great. They're paying me $2K a month, 3 kids, 4 kids. 3 of them literally told me I changed their life. And again, it's because I have this 3 years of wisdom and trying and failing, whatever. I was able to help them so much. So I'm making money there, making money PDR. I also, though, had the window cleaning business going on in the background. I had some kid manage that. and I'm trying to start an online casino and coaching and PDR. I was lost. And then at this time, I also moved out here to Dallas. My first unit on the 8th floor though. So like 19 floors down. Had this view cut in half if you go to the super old video. So here, I'm making good money. But I'm like, yo, I have enough wisdom at this time to understand you can't be great at something if you're doing 2 things, let alone 4. So August came, I'm moving here, I'm doing some of these calls and I'm kind of juggling everything, but I'm not able to break through yet because I'm doing all this shit and I'm kind of lost. I'm in not a new city, but again, you have to understand that, yes, a new city, because I also was a stranger in my own city in Anna, like 50 minutes north, because I dropped out of high school. I wasn't being seen, I was working on my shit. I went to Plano during phase 1 with Leo and then got backstabbed there, and then boom, Casey came down here. I thought this was my brother, and then it's just, dude, it was a lot. It was a lot. My mind was just everywhere. And then long story short, I was looking around. Again, new city, I don't know anybody. But I'm looking around and I'm seeing people like Jake Ryan at this time, who's making 6 figures a month. I'm seeing people in my building making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm talking to them. And I'm like, I am better than them. I am more skilled than them at my thing than they are at theirs. And this is whenever I kind of was just like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I've been in this business game now 3 years. Like, it's fucking time for a breakthrough. I don't care what it takes. And this is whenever I started taking self-development a lot more serious again. I started having these deep meditative sessions almost every night where I would turn the lights off, have 432 hertz music speaker, and I would sit in the shower and just think and play out sequences in my mind and come up and just have so much clarity on what I was gonna do next. And long story what happened is I cut everything off. Literally everything. So again, the original goal of the journey to having my own PDR shop. So I cut off the casino. I'm like, yo, Casey, I'm done again. Like a bad ex, right? All right, okay, I'm done again. Boom. Told all these kids that were paying me, no more calls, no more giving me money. I'm done. I need to have a breakthrough of my own again. And then, yeah, casino, what else? The window clinic. Told him, yeah, I'm done. Deactivated my home base, all that shit. So now I'm just on my 8th floor, selling PDR, thinking of how I'm gonna, get my shop up and running, how I'm gonna get my shop going. Long nights, here we go. And then with this time, I have a journal actually, where I write down like, holy shit, like prayer and manifestation is real. It hailed in my hometown. So then right before I was about to start my shop, when I was still with this company that was just not paying at all what I should have been paid, but I just wanted to thug it out until I could eventually do my own thing. It hailed in my hometown, Anna, Texas, and I brought in 15 cars that day. PDR sales record. One dude had brought in like 18, but like over 10 years ago. So again, here I am, and then by the way, I was very known. I was being posted, a lot of people reaching out to this company to be trained by me. I was known in DFW for being the best PDR salesman here. Me and then my old mentor at the time were it was really us, neck and neck. I had months where I beat them though whenever I was kind of a beginner. But yeah, this was a really pivotal moment because they didn't pay me on all those cars, but what they did pay me was enough to just kind of get me going. So now it's September 2025, last September. And I have all this. I just came from being lost, cut off, all these, dude, I have all this experience, all this wisdom, all these wins, all these losses. And I learned from my mistakes. I go, you know what? I'm not gonna have a partner. I really wanted to, because you need capital in this business that I'm in. Really wanted to, but didn't take any money. Really had my core group. John, a kid that I grew up with that was selling with me at 888. Henry, who also had a window cleaning business, but realized that wasn't going to take him where he wanted to be. Me and him connected a lot. Who I met at this building. Moving to a big boy city will change your life, guys, I promise you. we start partnering. Then one other kid, and I kind of have a half team going, and I'm like, all right, time for a shop. So at first I was gonna partner with the shop, be on rev share. No, I just thought, fuck, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna get a storage unit shop that's like $2,500 a month, 2,500 square feet, and we're rocking out of there. We do okay actually for the first little bit, but I had a lot of problems with VAs, internal sales issues, checks coming in. I've been debanked 3 times. So this really fucked my growth for the first 4 months of this business, where I would be debanked, and I had times where we had a winter freeze here and I wasn't able to buy food for 2 days because I didn't have a bank account. Like the first 4 months were extremely gritty, and I was genuinely working 12 hours a day, every day for the first 4 months. What we did is in January, we went to OKC and we chased a storm. We had an Airbnb, we chased a storm that my buddy Leo, first business, fucked me over, but then put me onto PDR. And now we reunite in OKC for like a month. I ran a blitz up there, met a PDR guy here who was like, yo, maybe we should go to Arizona. This was in around March, I want to say. Recorded that, that was OKC actually. So no, it was around January-ish. I documented it if you go to my channel, where one dude was like, yo, we're gonna go to Arizona. I go there, find nothing. He flakes. Leo was about to flake on me actually. Leo almost fucked me again, to be honest with you. But then I was like, bro, I'm just going to OKC no matter what. Like, I have to. And if we didn't go to OKC, I probably would have not lost everything, but bro, like that would have been bad. Like that would have been really fucking bad if we weren't able to go to OKC and make that money there. Because that bought me time for like another month or a month and a half. And then I started posting on Instagram about PDR sales. I was making more money as a sales guy whenever I was selling, up until this point, my first 5 months in this business, running this business, I was just scraping by, bro. Reinvesting all my money into like loaner cars, shops, marketing, this, that, whatever. Bro, scraping by. But I could, online, speak from an authority sales-wise. I made a lot of money as a fucking sales guy. And what happened is some people would reach out to me on Instagram. So then I got a few sales guys from Instagram. Henry got a guy or 2. And now we kind of have a team rocking. Now our team's jumping a bit. Then I had my eye on the shop. It's a 10,000 square foot shop on an acre. And I was like, here we go. Fuck it. Time to pull the trigger again. Still, to this point, I deposited $83,000 into my bank account last week, and still I'm spending all the money. I just bought a loaner in cash, 20 grand, like, I want to say less than a week ago. And on Monday, I'm splashing another 20 grand on another loaner car to add to my fleet. I have 13 loaners. I have 30 cars that I give to my customers, 7 of which by Monday I'll own, 8 of which I finance, so half the fleet is in my name. I have 15 cars, half of the fleet in cash. Like I have $140,000 in equity. Oh no, with the finance ones, at least $150. I have $150,000 in equity in loaner cars as a 19-year-old kid. Anyways, back to the original, where the fuck we were. Again, I have so much lore. We get that shop, and that's kind of when things were taking off, and when I was able to be more aggressive and make more plays. That's when I was able to get our Instagram built out a little bit more, get my Instagram kind of going a little bit more, buy more and more loaners, get more and more social proof, right, of me paying reps out. Bro, I have this one rep, dude, his name's Kason. In the first 4.5 months of being here, he has bought 2 separate cars, 2020 Denali and a 2019 C7. Like, bro, this kid's making bread. My guys are getting fucking paid. And we actually had a major breakthrough when we had around 10 sales guys and I fired half the team. That was a very hard decision as well, because it's not like I had arrived or made it or I was seeing all this money. But winners like winners. So fired half the sales team a few months ago, like 3-ish months ago, right when we moved into this big shop. And then boom, it started getting full. And 2 months later, now I'm at the point, more loaners. April, I was posting on IG, that was doing well. This May, we went to KC, chased the KC storm in Kansas. that one didn't go well. We went there because some of my sales guys are from Kansas City, but I learned another thing about trusting your gut, being confident, like how I was with the Casey phase. Because I told all my guys, everybody's being stupid for traveling, it's gonna hail here in DFW. But all my sales guys were getting anxious, like, bro, can you please go chase the storm? We went, got all the fleet there, then it hailed here right after, and I was like, fuck. Then we had to fix all these Kansas, so I lost money in May off the Kansas storm. So again, learned a lot right there, like learning so much about overextending yourself, manpower, lessons about manpower, leveraging finances, locations, hail patterns, storm patterns, trusting your gut, being confident in yourself. Oh my God. Never acting out of any type of emotion, having all pure logic. Bro, so much. Like, I'm so wise and I've just so much experience because of this story. Like, my story's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Yeah, we shipped up 10 loaners up there. Anyways, ever since we've been here, 3 months. We did the past 3 months. We did $221,000, then $260,000, and now this month I don't know what we're on pace for, but I deposited like I said, 83 grand last week. So, you know, we're definitely on the 300K pace, which is very healthy. 220, 260, 300, literally 40, 44. Because I keep reinvesting in these loaners too, which increases our capacity to do more. We went from like 1 to 2 techs, now we have 3 to 4 techs working every day. I went from just like my just my shop manager Joseph, to now I have a full-time guy to scope. Like, my systems are so good to where I can go national now, and I want to talk about my next steps. Scope. I have a finance lady now. I'm hiring an editor now for my personal brand, my content, so I'm not editing, and I can be more consistent with it because I need to build my brand for more manpower and more personnel for when I go national and chase other storms. So we're not too spread thin manpower-wise, because that's what happened with Kansas in May. Anyways, so many fucking lessons. Like, my systems are dialed now, the sales team's dialed. We're doing like 6 or dies. We have 11 sales guys now. 1 or 2 may get fired. In August, I'm gonna do an insane spiff where, you know, the best sales guy in August, I'm buying a Cartier Santos. I'm just so excited. I'm gonna be able to vlog that, document that. Next month, I'm going to PR for the next time. I'm really gonna focus on my brand because I really think I can go national. I'm just gonna keep reinvesting in loaners, keep reinvesting in increasing the capacity of my business. More manpower, right? With the finance manager, I have an accountant now. I just need to find a lawyer, shop manager, scoper. I hired a new driver today that details the customer's cars. Like, this is gonna be huge. Rise PDR is going to be the biggest fucking auto hail repair company in America. There's nobody that can compete with me. I'm too ruthless. I've failed too much. I've been fucked over too much. I've been betrayed too much. I've seen too much. I'm too skilled. I'm the best at door-to-door. I'm the best at marketing. My systems are crazy. It's just a matter of time and getting this capital and increasing my capacity so that we can actually go do this shit. And yeah, the next step is I'm gonna be the most famous in the industry. Most skilled, most famous. And that's how we're gonna be the biggest. And yeah, wow. I can't believe I just like went over everything. I've also been enjoying life a lot more as well. During this phase, because I saw partying and shit ruin my parents' lives, this is why I never had a discipline issue. I kind of never went out, never partied, did any of that shit. Had my fun for like 2-3 weeks. I'd say around the 4th of July time, you know. And that angry kid, not angry, that focused kid is back again. And yeah, I'm just gonna take my brand, my business, everything to a whole new level. And this is my story, guys, from, again, lost, injured, motivated, to making my first money, quitting my job, high school dropout, tape tweeting, first business, second business, third thing, doing 4 things, now rise, all that. Dropout to multi-7 fucking figure business owner. And now, it's time to scale to $1 million a month. Road to $1 million a month. Next big step in that is me growing my brand. Because I have a fucking hell of a story. And I am the best in the world in almost every fucking leg in this business. And I'm gonna prove it. We are gonna prove it. My team is gonna prove it too. We're one unit. So, yeah, holy shit. If you enjoyed this story, you know, like, show love, comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram, follow my business Instagram. If you want sales value, right, turn on the bell, business value, turn on the bell so when I post and sauce up, you guys can learn a lot. There's a difference between repeating things you hear on Instagram like most people do, and then having your own wisdom, your own experiences, your own stories. I have that. That's why when I give my input, people are like, whoa, shit. It's original, it's different. But, yeah. Thank you guys for all the love. And just wait, the content coming is going to be great. So, that's that. That's all I got. That's all she wrote up until now.